We're here in Glenorchy and we're going to explore the route burn, which is one of New Zealand's great walks. We're also going to meet with Steve from Dark River Adventures, Catherine and Debbie from Camp Glenorchy, and Tom from Blanket Bay. But first let's talk about this slice of New Zealand paradise. Glenorchy is surrounded by snow-capped mountains and it's a 45-minute drive from downtown Queenstown, and it's nestled on the northern shores of Lake Wakatipu. For clients who are self-driving to Glenorchy, ensure that you tell them to stop halfway at the Bennett's Bluff Lookout. This is one of the most scenic routes in New Zealand. And for clients that don't have a car, there are plenty of options of local operators that will provide year-round transport. Glenorchy is also at the gateway to the World Heritage Area of Te Waihipunamu, southwest New Zealand, and the iconic Dark River and Paradise. This frontier township is surrounded by mountains, parks and its pristine lakes, glacial rivers and ancient beech forests, which all provide the backdrop for your clients' dream outdoor adventure. Here you can explore the area by jet boat, kayak, off-road adventure, horse trekking, hiking, scenic flight or farm tour. So let's go and make a start on our Glenorchy adventure. I'm here at the start of the route burn track, which is one of 3 of the great walks accessible from Queenstown here in New Zealand. The route burn is a 32-kilometre or 20-mile hiking track with towering peaks and huge valleys and waterfalls with jewel-like lakes, and this great walk links the Mount Aspiring and the Fiordland National Park, and it offers breathtaking scenery, whether it's a multi-day hike, a half-day or a full-day experience. Exploring here in spring is a great adventure. There's prolific bird life through forested sections of the track and endless views of Mount Aspiring and Fiordland National Park. As this is not a loop track, the route burn can be walked in either direction, so right from here at the route burn shelter, which we are near Glenorchy, or from the divide shelter along Milford Road. From the route burn shelter we can head to the route burn flat or the route burn Falls Hut, which either can be part of your adventurous spring day or multi-day hike. So let's go and check the start of the route burn track before we go and meet with Steve from Dark River Adventures.
We're here with Steve Bruce, the Commercial Manager Jets for Naitahu Tourism. So Steve, thanks for joining us today. Can you tell us firstly a little bit more about Naitahu Tourism?
Good, Alex. Thank you for coming out and enjoying Glenorchy and Dark River today. Naitahu Tourism, so Naitahu is the largest iwi in Te Waipunamu, or the South Island of Aotearoa, New Zealand. They have about 60,000 whānau members. or family members, and they are the indigenous people of these lands. Naitahu Tourism is part of their commercial arm. Naitahu have a number of commercial entities across a range of industries. As a tourism operator, we're one of the larger tourism operators in Aotearoa. Pre-COVID, we'd have approximately 1 million customers per year that would come through our 14 tourism businesses. In the jet boating realm, we've got 3 jet boats that we operate. Hooker Falls Jet up in Taupō, Dart River Adventures up in Tahuna or Glenorchy, and the world famous Shotover Jet down in Queenstown.
Awesome, that's fantastic. You obviously have a really special location that you operate from. Can you elaborate to the product offering and options available?
Yeah, so we've got 3 experiences in Dart River Adventures. We have a half-day wilderness experience, jet boat experience. We have a 1-hour jet boat experience for those that are a little bit shorter on time. And we also have a spectacular fun yakking experience, which is an inflatable canoe where you get a jet boat experience right up to the head of the river, the Dart River Valley, and then you get to meander your way down in peace and quiet on this inflatable kayak. Enjoy a beautiful lunch on your way through. It is probably our most remarked about and most requested experience from industry, and so if the experts love it, then we feel like it's probably pretty great.
So Steve, what does that make your experience different from other jet boat experiences on offer?
Probably that ultimately it's a wilderness experience that's enabled by jet boating. We've got such an incredible and spectacular scenery through here. We have exclusive concession to operate in this part of the river and up the end of the lake here. What a lot of people aren't necessarily aware of is that just up beyond the mountains up there is a Unesco World Heritage Area, so Te Wahi Pounamu. And this is the closest or most proximity to Queenstown that you can get into that World Heritage Area. And we have the concession to be able to take you up through there. So operating in such an incredibly unique location, and having that broader experience rather than just a quick trip and a jet boat ride is really what makes this experience stand out.
Yeah, awesome, that's really special. Do you offer return transfers to Queenstown?
We do. So we have an AM departure which leaves from the station building in Queenstown, where you'll come in a coach with Interp along the way and some stops to get some really cool photos and footage. That one for the wilderness experience returns at about lunchtime. For the full day fun yak experience, same departure in the morning, and then we'll have you back into Queenstown by about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Awesome, that's great. Perfect time to get back for dinner or a drink.
Absolutely.
Which is ideal.
Yep.
And finally, is there any further insights that you have that you'd like to share with the travel trade?
Yeah, I think for a truly real and authentic New Zealand experience, Dart River and this area absolutely delivers on that. We've got so many fantastic stories of customers and clients that have come here from all parts of the world, and they leave with such an exceptional memory that they can take back to their own whānau and families from other parts of the world. The access to a UNESCO World Heritage Area is an incredibly special aspect of this region, and to be able to deliver that for your customers is really important. And then I suppose for our business and our experience is manaakitanga, and manaakitanga in Te Ao Māori is all about looking after people, making sure that they have a great experience, making them feel welcomed, and want them to leave here embracing the joy and that this area brings to so many of us as locals, but we want them to take a little piece of that away with them as well. So our team have some pretty exceptional reviews and experiences to prove that we're delivering on that. So we love having customers up here, we love showing the real New Zealand, we love giving them that exposure to culture and to this special region. So I think that's probably the main thing that we'd like to convey to customers from all over the world.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. That's amazing. Really great to hear that. So thank you for your time, and now let's go visit Camp Glenorchy.
We're here at Camp Glenorchy, where we're going to go and meet with Kath, the Sales and Events Manager, and Debbie, who is the founder and owner of Camp Glenorchy and Adventures in Paradise. So let's head on inside and go and meet them. So thanks for joining us, Kath and Debbie. Camp Glenorchy has quite the story behind it, and I was wondering if you would like to start perhaps sharing with our viewers a little bit more about that story.
Well, as the founder of Camp Glenorchy, the vision was really one of serendipity, in that this idea of building a destination that was sustainably designed and that could incorporate beauty and craft as a part of that place was really the bigger vision. Once you got here, the idea was that we could provide every amenity that you could get wherever you were in the world.
Debbie, can you please tell us a little bit more about the vision for Camp Glenorchy and what makes it so special and so different?
Well, the vision for Camp Glenorchy is quite unique in the first place because of the place where it's located. We're probably in the most beautiful part of New Zealand on the South Island. What makes it unique beyond that is that it's sustainably designed, it's part of the Living Building Challenge, and it has an energy positive outcome. So we produce all of our energy. In fact, we produce more energy than we actually use here.
Amazing. So you also have Adventures in Paradise that sits alongside Camp Glenorchy. Can you tell us a little bit more about this particular product?
Well, the Inventors in Paradise program is probably one of the most exciting things that we've had an opportunity to put together, because it's an all-inclusive package where people can come and we know all the best places to go, all the best places to hike, all the best places to have an adventure here in Glenorchy, and we do it all. And we also have a chef that will cook every single meal for you while you're here and take care of any needs you have, and provide a daily yoga class as well as if you want a daily massage.
Sounds very nice. So Kath, could you tell us a little bit more about what kind of traveller the Adventures in Paradise would suit?
Yeah, sure. So I guess the great thing about Adventures in Paradise, so currently we have 5 different programs, and so we have a variety. It really depends what people are after. So you could come up here and spend 5 or 6 nights hiking, and we take you to all sorts of little gems in Glenorchy that no one else knows about, or you could come up here and do a photography workshop. You could do a wellness workshop. There's a real variety.
Yeah, lovely. It sounds great. So Kath, could you also tell us a little bit more about the facilities here at Camp Glenorchy?
So it's part of Debbie's vision really, is that it's someone's home away from home. So we have incredible facilities. Right now we're filming in the homestead building, so that's really the heart of Camp Glenorchy. We have a beautiful dining room, beautiful lounge. We have a community space that we do yoga. We do yoga 3 mornings a week, and so we have a mixture of guests and local community members that come to that. We have in-house massages, so you can get a lovely massage. We have our own guides. We can take you for a day walk out into the beautiful Mount Aspiring National Park. We have airport pickups. Not to mention we have Camp Glenorchy is just a beautiful place to hang out. Soon we're going to go for a walk and see our Shoelight Shelter. So that's a beautiful barbecue area. So yeah, there's something here for everyone.
Nice.
So I think one of the other things that makes Camp Glenorchy and Adventures in Paradise really unique is the food. When you're outside breathing in all that beautiful natural scenery, it makes you really, really hungry, and so food is obviously really important. And we can share it here in this beautiful homestead, which is the kitchen area. So all our food is locally based. Obviously it's seasonal. So we're also in the process of building a glass house, so that'll be on site, so that means that it prolongs our growing season. And we also have a fantastic passionate chef who I'm just about to introduce you to.
Okay, so this really sort of encapsulates what we're talking about as far as our sort of food ethos, and it's all about what we're hoping to do here is just is to represent food from the region.
Beautiful.
As you know, as I said, the white bait. Well, it's from the South Island. And the cod is from, this is beautiful blue cod from absolutely just been caught from Stewart Island. And everything here on the salad selection, everything here either comes from my garden or I foraged this morning.
Wow.
And things like miner's lettuce, which now grows at the top of Sawpit Track, and the asparagus, and selection of herbs. There's things here like salad burnet, an ancient sort of Victorian herb that has got a cucumber sort of flavour that sits really well with these other things. Rocket from my garden and bits and pieces like that. But yeah, that's where we sort of really what we want to address is things from the region that, because this is so bountiful, this area, and particularly the fruits in the summertime, as we're all about to find out. But
And our glass house, which is
totally. And now, once we have our, this garden finished, this extraordinary, visionary garden completed, we'll be able to extend our growing season.
Amazing.
So folks, I'm just about to take you into one of our cabins, which is called Kowhai. So all the cabins are named after natural New Zealand plants, and of course we've got Kowhai all around us, so come on in. So you'll notice here the detail as well. We have a beautiful, our stone artist Jeffrey Bell. You can see the beautiful entrance, which looks like a Kowhai. So this is one of our, what we call eco cabins. So come on in. So we have here, as you can see, the bed set up as a double, but we can also make that obviously two singles as well. So all the art that you see, all the photography on the walls, that's all New Zealand Glenorchy artists. So this is our disabled cabin. So we also have the ability to close this door so that we can either make it a family room like we're about to look, or just a private room as well. Yeah. Okay, so now you've seen one of our eco cabins. Come on through to one of our premium cabins. So as you can see here, I'm stepping on this mat, and it's actually made from recycled jeans labels, which is incredible. So as I said, this is one of our premium cabins, so you can see that the spec's just a little bit better. So we've still got all that beautiful local Glenorchy art as well as photography, but it just feels a little bit more premium. And they're just slightly bigger as well. They have a higher thread sheet content, and also we have a nice king size bed as well. So of course the cabins are beautifully appointed, but you're in Glenorchy with this 360-degree mountain view. So we like people to come out and enjoy the beautiful spaces. So this is what we call the green, and in the background we have something called the Shoelight Shelter. So we have a fantastic fire that we light just on dusk, and then we bring out some beautiful bottles of Pinot Noir so you can really enjoy the surroundings. So all the surroundings that we're looking at are all native trees and native plants. So all our cabins are named after native New Zealand plants, which is really special. So you can see in the far background we have our solar farm. So that means that we generate more energy than what we use. So we give it back to the national grid, and then it also comes down into the Glenorchy grid as well. So this is the Shoelight Shelter. So you can see we have this beautiful Humboldt mountain range in front of us. So in the evening, or even on a cooler winter day, we light the fire, and either the kids can toast marshmallows and mum and dad can enjoy a lovely Pinot Noir. So it's a beautiful, it really is the heart of Camp Glenorchy, and also no campground is complete without a fire. So folks, here we are outside Mrs. Willie's General Store, which is adjacent to Camp Glenorchy, and we're just about to have one of these delicious full Monties. So they, believe it or not, they are gluten-free, and they're all made right here on site with locally sourced raspberries as well. Delicious.
We're here at Blanket Bay, which is a luxury lodge situated outside of Glenorchy on the shores of Lake Wakatipu. Blanket Bay is where relaxation and adventure meets luxury accommodation, unparalleled service and 5-star facilities. So let's go and meet with Tom, the General Manager here. So thank you for joining us, Tom. We really appreciate your time and being able to showcase Blanket Bay. As you can see, it's a pretty amazing landscape that this particular lodge is set against. But there's actually quite a lot of unique history here as well. So I wonder if you could elaborate to that for the travel sellers.
Indeed, thank you. Thanks for coming along. I think one of the cool things about Blanket Bay is the history of the farm. So Waiona Station, which is over 100 years old and was supported by the lake. So the Earnslaw and various other steamers coming up to do that. The current owners of the property actually bought this land in the early 70s, 1971, and with a vision of one day having a holiday home
Yeah.
on it. And so they wound up in the late 90s building the lodge and establishing Blanket Bay, going through 10-year review with Waiona Station, and now all of the land, all surrounding here, about 10,000 acres, is all part and parcel of this property as well. So it's not just the lodge, there's a lot of land around that's still actively farmed today.
Yeah, beautiful. So tell us, what is it that makes Blanket Bay so special and a world-renowned luxury lodge?
Sure, that all comes down to me. The modesty. No, look, the location is number one. This is really hard to beat where we are. Facility number two. So obviously we're really lucky to have a really big purpose-built lodge with sweeping lawns right down to the lake. That's really unique in this area. The thing that sets us apart are our staff, genuinely. They all buy into our ethos that we're here to look after the guests, and if we can preempt needs, if we can see that someone, maybe they're going to enjoy this, gauging the guest if they're going to be a helicopter person or if they're going to be a horse riding person, and delivering a service that's second to none. That's key. Our kitchen is such a vital part of that. So we have a great kitchen brigade who are putting out world-class menus, changing every single night. A huge cellar to go with that, and between those elements, it creates as close as to perfection as I think we can hope for.
I think it speaks for itself, yes. So typically, what kind of clientele would stay here?
Sure, so royalty and the VIPs, but in addition to that, well, at the moment, lots of people out of Christchurch. In a normal course of events, we have international travellers, really well travelled from the USA, from all parts of Europe, Australia. It's a very worldly clientele that are coming through. The consistent theme would be they're very discerning. They know what they want. They expect something of a very high, if not the best, standards that can be delivered worldwide, and that's what we aspire to deliver. They are, generally speaking, very interested in the place. They've travelled to New Zealand, they've travelled to the Southern Lakes to learn about this area, these people, and how it all comes together. So they're well travelled, well versed, sometimes a wee bit picky.
So could you also tell us a little bit about the range of accommodation that's available?
Sure. So there's different options really depending on the individual. So 9 rooms in the main lodge here, all of them facing out towards the lake behind us. And every room has a view of the lake, I should point that out. In addition to the lodge, where there are rooms and suites, the suites are considerably bigger with fireplaces and large outdoor terraces.
Lovely.
In addition, we have our chalets. So there are 4 chalet suites which have a different vista looking south down the lake. They're a little bit more private. It's a short walk to the main lodge for all of your dining and entertainment. Some people feel they're a bit more private, and in the summer months especially, they're really lovely, quiet, peaceful rooms.
Beautiful.
And finally, we have our villa. So built just 4 years ago, it's a self-contained villa which has 4 bedrooms or 4 suites that are all the same, and fantastic views. The great thing about that is you take the whole place and we staff it. So our chefs, concierge, everyone will go up there and look after you. So you're still getting exactly the same treatment that you'd be getting here, but effectively in the privacy of your own villa.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the luxury experiences on offer and what your recommendations might be for guests staying in-house?
Again, it's up to each individual, and it's picking the right activity for the person and to suit what they want. The home runs are always taking off from the helipad across to Milford Sound, taking in the glaciers as they go over. That's just such a unique experience, and still to this day I love welcoming people off the chopper with this smile of after this experience. It's such a sensory overload. We've got our own private dock, so the Dart River jet boats are able to come down, take people up the Dart and into Mount Aspiring National Park, which is great. There's hiking trails galore, from the route burn to trails immediately around the property here. Horse trekking and guided tours as well. So if people wanted to learn more about the geography or geology, maybe the farming, the history, any of those things, we can tailor it to suit. My favourite, I mean, any opportunity to get into a helicopter, and that would be my pick.
Right, I would agree with you there, Tom, too.